Hey everybody, it's your daily update with your friend Angry Tim. Have you heard about Doggy or Doji? That's the new government. I don't know if it's a government agency, but it's with Elon Musk and Vivek. I can't remember how to say his name, but it's a DOGE, which stands for Department of Government Efficiency. And I have some of the highlights of what they plan to do. So Vivek Ramaswamy, sorry I butchered that name. They want to cut about 75% of the federal workforce. So not only are regular retailers, stores and things like that trying to cut labor, the government is trying to cut labor, and according to them they want to cut about 75% of the federal workforce. Just think about that. I don't know how many people they employ, but imagine 75% of government workers all of a sudden being out of a job, and they have to find a new job outside of government in the public sector, and no one's hiring right now. I mean, that's just that's going to be crazy. They want to reduce the number of federal agencies from 400 to just 99. So I guess we have a lot of federal agencies we don't need, or they're going to consolidate or whatever it is. But I mean, they're cutting, again, 75% of the agencies being cut as well. According to the 2023 fiscal year, the federal government spent $6.2 trillion, mostly on Social Security, Medicare, national defense, and interest on our debt. So their goal is to cut that spending down by $2 trillion and bring the spending down to about $4.2 trillion a year, which would be about a 30% reduction in total government spending. So I guess cutting 75% of government workers will save us about $2 trillion a year. I don't know if you work for the government, so if you do, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you can find something, or you should start looking. I don't know if your particular department or agency will be affected, but yeah, there's usually more workers than needed. When you go to, we always like to complain about the DMV because most people don't step into every government agency out there, but we do go to the DMV maybe once a year or so, and you see how long the lines are, you see how slowly the government the workers work, and you also and it's not really, they're not friendly, they're not smiling, they always seem kind of upset that you're like bothering them, and they always kind of have this bad attitude. If that was any other store, if you're walking into a Starbucks and that was the attitude of the employees, or if that line was ever that long, you can be sure something would change right away, or that Starbucks would close. But you don't expect that from a regular store. But when you go into any government agency for whatever it is, that's it's expected, right? The DMV, you never hear good things about how great the service was, how quick it was, how short the lines were, how awesome, how it's always the opposite. And if that was like a regular store, with that kind of service, it wouldn't last. Some of the major areas that this DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, some areas where they want to cut on social programs like Medicaid and SNAP, which is like the modern day food stamps, and Social Security. Now, I don't know if they're going to be cutting down the amount people are getting. There are people who do need their Social Security, so I don't think they're cutting the dollar amount that people are getting, but they're probably cutting back on how many people work in that office, and maybe how many offices are out there, and maybe they can bring some of these things online, so you don't have to always walk into the DMV for every little thing, or you don't have to walk into the Social Security office for every little thing. If you can start doing things online, you know, they could probably just close that office, or maybe they don't need 3 in that area. They can have 1 central office and shut 2 down, and try and bring a lot of that online, where you don't even need anyone there, just to renew certain things or register certain things or check on certain things. You don't need to call someone on the phone. You don't need to walk in an office. Maybe a lot of that could be done online, and that there saves a lot of money, but you don't have to cut down on the actual benefits. Another area is defense spending, military expenditures, and defense contracts. Yeah, we probably don't need to be spending so much. Again, like Donald Trump always says, let's bring all our military back home. We don't need bases all over the world. It costs a lot of money, you know, to maintain those bases. You have I mean, everything has to be shipped there. You have all this equipment, you have staff, you have training, and just, yeah, we could definitely cut back on defense spending. Another big one they wanted to cut is education. Now, we talked about that before. Are we getting what we're paying for? We were talking more about after high school, when you have to pay for college and university. But even grades K through 12, are we getting what we're paying for? It's coming out our taxes. So essentially, we're all paying it. Even if you don't own a home and you're renting a home, you are paying that, because the landlord is paying taxes that go to that school district, and he is passing that cost to the renter. And if you own a home, you know, you're directly paying taxes, property taxes that go to your local school district. And yeah, I have a big beef with the education system here. So I definitely think our tax dollars could be better spent for the amount they collect in taxes and what the schools are delivering. I think there's a lot of efficiencies or inefficiencies, and things could be done better and probably done for a lot cheaper. And another one, healthcare programs, Medicare and other healthcare related. So healthcare, again, it's just like the school system. These hospitals, doctors, they're not really here. I mean, the facade is they're here to help you, but the truth is it's a business. It's all for profit. The pharmaceutical company, the insurance, the doctors, they all work together to make the most profit. And unfortunately, your health is way on the bottom there somewhere. And I did a video about RFK Jr. and the MAHA movement, Make America Healthy Again, and he is really going after these guys. So we should see a big shift in all this, but I'm pretty sure the healthcare program and what RFK Jr. is doing, they'll probably be working together on how to streamline or change, or I don't know what they're planning, but I'm sure they'll be working together to make it more for us, you know, what will benefit us as the customer or Americans, on what food we eat, what kind of health care is provided, what the pharmaceutical company is allowed or not allowed to do, and how doctors, you know, who are they answering to? The pharmaceutical companies? Or are they going to be answering to us, the patient? Or are they answering to the government? In a sense, the government is answering to what the pharmaceuticals are, you know, because of the money and the corruption. So it's kind of a big circle, but I'm hoping things will go from patient, you know, the doctor will just work with the patient and provide what's best, not what's what their sales manual, you know, what new, you know, pill to promote, what new drug to promote, you know. Maybe they'll offer other things other than just prescription drugs, like go outside and get some sunlight, get some vitamin D, and get some exercise, and you could probably stop taking, you know, these drugs here if you would just do those things daily. So a lot of big changes coming here, but tell me what you think about all these government offices. Do you think we have enough government? Do we need bigger government? Or maybe this is a good thing to reduce government, the workforce by 75%. That's incredible. I don't know if they can pull that off, because that's a lot of people and they're going to need jobs. Maybe you'll start a new business and you'll hire some of these government workers. But my warning to you, if you do that, they're not going to be the most efficient workers out there. You know, imagine if you had a fast-paced your pizza restaurant and you hired someone from the DMV to work the register, it'll take forever for them to process all the orders. So let me know what you think about all this. Leave comments below. If you work for the government, you have friends who work there, are they worried about this? Have they told you anything about I mean, I'm sure they all work as best as they can. It's a terrible system, and yeah, I'm glad a lot of this is changing because we can't afford it now. And if we can save $2 trillion a year of tax money, that's great. Maybe our taxes will be lower. Maybe we'll have money to spend it on other things, like actually fixing the potholes in our street, right? And the cracked sidewalks everywhere. You know, maybe we can spend money actually fixing things instead of the government always saying we don't have the budget to fix, you know, all the roads here, because if we would have to raise taxes again for your, you know, the gas tax or whatever property tax we'll have to raise. If you want better schools, you want better education for the kids, we'll have to keep raising taxes. That's always the answer. We got to raise taxes, but then the holes never get fixed, the schools never improve, but they always have to raise taxes, and all you see is more teachers, more benefits for them, and where's the benefit for us that our kids are educated well and our roads are kept in good condition. So maybe things will turn around. But that's all I have for you today. Let me know what you think about all that. This is your friend, Angry Tim.